This is Akashwani. Time for a weekly program, Our Guest. I hand over the mic to the show host, Nitish Arora, for the same.
While driving in a metropolitan city, the best sight for me is always looking at somebody who is cycling his way through the traffic. But then I am sometimes very terrified because the kind of discipline that is required to protect the cyclists on the road is terribly missing in many cities. Today is World Bicycle Day. It's very unfortunate the number of bicyclists and bicycles on the road are diminishing very fast. So in our guest program, I welcome Abhishek Mishra, who is a professional endurance athlete and is also a passionate bicyclist. Abhishek, welcome to Akashwani.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So what can be done for bicyclists and bicycle?
There are 2-3 parameters which needs to be done from each front. Any idea to be a successful one, has to go through with 3 kind of people. One is political, second is executive, and then the last one people who are like us cyclists, right? So one is on the government front, that there has to be proper infrastructure given to different kind of cyclists. If you see, there are multiple kind of cyclists who are existing at present in the country. एक वो जो fitness and health के लिए cycle चलाना चाहते हैं. Those people come out very leisurely, they'll ride for an hour and go back home. Then there are people
and they have their protective gear also.
They have their protective gear, right? Second are kind of people who are into sports lifestyle like us, who have been playing sports professionally and now into sporty lifestyle. We are also going, but our motive is to go and train on the road, right? And second is people who are completely professionals, who are with Cycling Federation of India, representing India, national games, international games and all. Now for each one of them, we don't have infrastructure like we have in other sports. For a cyclist, we don't have a place. You have to cycle on the same road which is made for walkers, for cyclists, for pedestrians, for car people, for heavy vehicles, trucks, everything. I think what needs to be done is, one, government has to make sure that every city has certain safe infrastructure, or you take a call like how Ragiri used to happen, that block 2 hours early morning, some patches where people can go and cycle freely, right? So no accident or casualty happening. That is one. From the side of cyclist also there has to be, it's always 2 ways, right? There are cyclists we have seen in COVID who started cycling. Why? Because they wanted to do something, right? Most of them I have not seen, leisure cyclists, I have not seen wearing helmet. The softest or the most sophisticated body part to protect is brain. If something happens, you're gone. I have lost 3-4 cyclists in last 2 years where, there have been incidents where a truck has rammed and the body is all safe, but wo truck ka tire sar ke upar se nikal ke chala gaya.
That's true.
So on a cyclist side, they have to understand that when they're going out on the road to cycle, it is not only their responsibility that I can see in the front there is nothing, so I'm safe. There could be something coming from the backside which can hit you. From the side it can hit you. So wear the protective gear which is there for cycling to keep you safe. And third is the behavioral pattern, which is more of a respect. That if you are cycling, understand which lane is there. If you're cycling and it's leisure and this beautiful weather and rain, doesn't mean you go in the center of the road and start cycling, right? So that behavioral pattern is also required.
It seems that I actually drove into the storm right at the start of the interview actually.
Yeah.
So this is like terrifying. You said that you lost 10 of your cyclists in last 2 years. That is also one big issue. How can we popularize cycling? Because if there are so many accidents happening, that will definitely dissuade people from venturing out on the road, which should not be the case. And on the other side also, when we look at the youngsters, they just look at those glitzy motorcycles, motorbikes, and now the cars and the industry, automobile industry is booming. So how can we popularize cycle? What are you doing for that?
So we are, along with other corporate and government bodies, wherever who are involved, like we have started making cycling a popular activity in 3 states, UP, Tamil Nadu and Telangana. Okay, so we work with UP government and we do an event which is Cyclothon, which is basically for community, but it has all aspect. We give around 35 lakh rupees cash prize in total to professionals plus amateur people. There has to be a motivation or a gratification for people to come out. Now fitness and health, everybody knows is a basic need, right? But it's not very lucrative. Social media has made it lucrative, but it's not. So we are doing events because events are something which are like catalyst. It's like Holi Diwali. You clean your house, but the way you clean during Diwali, you don't do it the whole year, right? Same happens with the event. An event gives people a hope that, okay, let's go with our friends and cycle there. When they start coming and cycling, they understand, early morning, good weather, cycling is so much fun. It is somewhere easier than running or going to the gym. You just take your cycle, put your helmet, wear your shoes and start cycling. So we are working with this. We are working with Tamil Nadu government. Udaynidhi sir, is leading this with us. He's a sports minister there. The kind of support he has given. Last event we did at Cyclothon there. They blocked 55-kilometer road out and back, both 4 lanes for cyclists. For 1,200 cyclists, they deployed 1,300 cops. So I understand it could be a hiccup for other community people, but that's how they have to understand that we all have to coexist together. So we are doing these events. We are going to schools and calling families to come and cycle. Like you said, for kids, anybody who passes class 10, suddenly their view is cycle, a motorcycle and cars, right? So we are going to schools and we are motivating kids that why they should take up cycling, what are the benefits of doing cycling and how to do safe cycling. Now there we are involving family, because until and unless parents don't do it, kids will not learn. So that is another step we are doing. So it's like a program we are running with multiple brands. I am in person working for 3 states. So we have one event happens in Noida where we had 3,000 cyclists recently. One we'll be doing in Chennai now, then Hyderabad. Most probably we'll get one more city. So wherever we can do maximum, that is one. Second, we are also talking to those city administration to block a patch. Like if you go to Noida, so they have a Bandh road, which is a 13-kilometer stretch. Jahan nahi hai traffic is the road, right? So we are talking to the commissioner, ma'am, that can we block that road for 2 hours and tell people that please come and cycle here tension free, right? But having said that, they still have to reach there from their house, right? So that angle
that was the next question actually. You said that you are trying to popularize it for the children, for the youngsters, for the youth, and involving their parents. What is the response? Is there any enthusiasm, or still that is lacking and we need to push further?
Enthusiasm is there once they're out of their house. So I think the first mental block is that comfort zone which they need to break. We did an event with RWA Sector 32 in Noida. And there I started asking questions to all those who were 40 plus, 40, 50. And I asked them one question. I said, I want you to answer this question, Meri Pehli Cycle.
Oh.
And people got emotional.
They started with tricycle.
No. There were guy. He came and he said कि मैंने अपना गुल्लक तोड़ करके I had bought my cycle. Because I think cycle is one thing which makes or which empowers us when we are at the age of 5, 6, 7,
3
8,
decades ago, the natural progression was from tricycle to bicycle, then to scooter, and then to 4-wheeler.
So
now we have bypassed that and straight away we land with either the bike or the 4-wheeler.
Yes. See, somewhere we have to catch from both sides. One is by doing events and giving them social gratification, medals, being part of it, pictures. And second is touching their that soft point. Cycling, any kid, if you see them cycle, the first thing, even if they're 5-year or 4-year-old, they actually get a tricycle, right? And when they ride, they feel that, oh, you know what?
Empowered.
I feel, yeah. Bachpan mein, I remember we used to do that catchy cycling. Because that one 22-inch cycle aati thi ghar pe, which everybody is cycling. And we used to do catchy. The moment we climb on a seat and it's a downhill road, and we used to feel, wow, matlab hawa mein. So that feeling is something which we are trying to inculcate in today's kids also, that empowerment doesn't mean that you just press the accelerator of a motorbike or a motor car. That also can come through cycling.
And how good or bad is the availability of cycles nowadays? If we talk about professional, the cycles are very costly. Yes, youngsters are attracted towards them and many of them can afford it. But what about normal people? They just want to have a cycle. Like somebody like me, I really want to start it again. So what should I be looking at? A very glamorous cycle which you people ride through the city, or something like the one which you used to have earlier?
No, we have basic cycles available. Obviously, some of the old brands we don't see, which we used to have, I think, earlier. But we do have basic cycles available. The costing, if you look at when we used to buy cycle, I remember my first cycle was 2,500 rupees or something in 1996. Okay. Now the same cycle could be say 7,000-8,000 rupees. But you have people who want to start.
But that again is also one-time investment, no refueling and all.
Yeah, nothing. My racing cycle, which I am taking to Germany for this race on in June, I bought it in 2015. The only thing is some major minor changes I do. That's it. So availability is there. Shops, yes, there are lots of people who have left job and have started. I know a doctor who's like a cardiac surgeon who has started a cycle shop in Gurgaon and is selling cycles. So availability is there. We have multiple brands who have started selling cycles. Now we have e-cycles also. There are lots of shops. I know at least Delhi NCR will be at least 30 plus cycling shops.
And all range is available.
Let's
start from cheapest to where do we start from?
You have 4,000 to 5,000 rupees you'll get a cycle, which is fine. Like if you look at 25 years back, the same cycle would have been 2,000, 3,000. Now you have 5,000, 6,000. And then obviously there is no end to, you have cycle which is coming in 20 lakh rupees also.
So what do you want to tell to youngsters, even senior citizens or adults who would prefer to do a stationary cycle in the gym vis-a-vis the cycle on the road?
I'll say go for cycling outside in a safe environment. Being as close to nature is the best way to learn or bring changes within yourself. Like I do it for fitness and health now, right? Being healthy doesn't mean that you have to go to the gym or be in the house. If you cycle and you stay close to the nature, you will see a lot of changes coming within yourself. In a gym on a stationary bike, it could be an activity. It's like the difference of diet and nutrition. Diet you can eat for a certain period of time to attain something, but nutrition has to be lifelong. So cycling outdoor on nature can be a lifelong thing, right? You can take a cycle. People now do that. They take a cycle and they go to different, like, they go to Jammu Kashmir, they go to Manali, they go to Leh, they go to Tekri, LAP in Kerala, and you can cycle and you can enjoy all those things. So early morning, 1 hour, I think a time where you will love your life, you go out cycling in the nature.
So also brief them about the health benefits. You said that now you are into the health and all because of cycling. So what are the health benefits of cycling?
See, most of the time our, like the physical state, the body, the problem happens because of muscle imbalance, right? Cycling is very low impact exercise, but a caution here is that you have to get the bike fit done. Earlier we used to cycle same, father, son, grandson, everybody used to cycle the same cycle. No, you have to adjust the seat accordingly. You have to see what is the height of this pedal which is there. So if everything is fine, if the cycle is as per your height and body, it is very good exercise to maintain the muscle balance which is there. And that's why all doctors also recommend that if you have knee issues, you can cycle, right? Because it strengthens your calf and strengthens your quads, which keeps your knee protected.
Does this also means that if anybody wants to start cycling now and he says, or he or she says that I'll go and buy a cycle, do they actually have to look for a trainer and somebody who can tell them, guide them that what is the best way of cycling?
When you're buying, take the opinion of this person and ask and know whether they understand. There's a technical aspect of cycling, right? If they understand what is your body height, weight, and accordingly they give you the cycle, then it's best. Now when you're cycling, there is a certain speed or strength at which nothing will happen. But if you start going, say you are cycling 15 km per hour, then 20 and then 25, but your posture is wrong, your knee placement is wrong, you, instead of pushing from the toe of your foot, agar aap heel se press kar rahe ho, there you need someone to, some experienced cyclist to tell you what should be the posture, how should you place the toe, what should be the movement of the knee, it should not cross the axis or go wide, so that you are cycling in a healthy way and a fit way.
And what are the protective gears that every bicyclist should wear?
I think there are 3-4 things they all should have with their cycles. For themselves, they should have helmet and gloves. So helmet will protect their head. Gloves, in case if they fall, the first thing what happens when you fall is you put your arm, right, to resist. So the bruises and all will not happen. Then the cycling gear which you wear is there. Pair of good glasses for your eyes so that if there is dust or there is mosquito or anything, you are protected. On your cycle, if you're cycling, have reflectives. One on the tail and one on the front. So that even if it's dark and anybody is coming, they can see those blinkers, red blinkers which is there. These are very basic, which should be there with every cycles.
So friends, today is World Bicycle Day, and to make it popular, in fact, you have to become the brand ambassador yourself. As Abhishek said that bring out your children, bring them out from the comfort zone, buy a cycle for yourself. It is not very costly. So you can have an expert's opinion, maybe perhaps next to your own colony.
True.
Number 2, you can also access the websites that can guide you. First and foremost is you must have the will to try it out and then pass it on to your next generation also.
Like you said, on this World Bicycle Day, I'll tell people to come out of this comfort zone, and it is your life, your time. We can't keep saying we'll do it. It has to happen, and if you do it, that's how the next generation will follow. Like you said rightly, right? You have to come out with your kids and pass it on. It's a wealth which you have to pass on, that to stay healthy and fit, you have to stay active. And cycling can be one of the best way to stay active.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. And friends, cycling is only one aspect of his personality. He's a multi-dimensional athlete. I promise that we'll bring him again in our guest and talk about triathlon.
Yep, sure, why not?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You were listening to the weekly program Our Guest that is broadcast every Monday at 9:15 a.m. Have a nice day.